homie.
If you're looking for 2022 Britain's Strongest Man full results and analysis, you've come to the right place. So the 2022 Britain's Strongest Man is in the books. It happened on February 26, 2022, just about 4 short months after 2021 Britain's Strongest Man, and oh, what a show it was. Let's have a look first at what the events were to refresh our memories there. So we had a shield carry to begin, 200 kilograms for maximum distance, 20-meter lengths, and then you'd have to get at least 1 foot over the line, turn, and come back for as much distance as you can carry it. Followed by a axle deadlift on a 360 kilogram axle bar for reps. Then we had an axle overhead press, 150 kilograms for reps. That was followed by a sandbag over bar toss for time. So you had 6 different sandbags, 18 kilograms, 20 kilograms, 20 kilograms, 23, 25, and then 28 kilograms. The height of the barrier, 4.5 meters. And it was very funny to hear the big deal they were making about, we've never done this before at Giants Live. It's kind of a rarer event. And, in other shows it happens all the time. So it was a little funny to hear it positioned that way. I'm sure some of these guys have done this event before. I think the Shaw Classic had a bag over bar. So really funny to hear that sort of emphasis on, we have this new event, sandbag toss over bar. But anyway, we finished off with the famous Atlas stones branded as the Castle Stones in the Giants Live shows. 5 implements starting at 120 kilograms, working up to 200 kilograms, of course, for time. The world record in this event, 17.54 seconds. So we'll see how close anybody, Tom Stoltman, gets to that world record during this particular contest. So those are the events. Again, a refresher on who the competitors were. So we had, of course, the ageless wonder, Mark Felix, competing once again and remaining very competitive with lots of guys far younger than him in big-time world-class contests. Shane Flowers, who they mentioned is only 6 months into his strongman career, or at least he said that during the show, more known for junior powerlifting championships. We then had Pa O'Dwyer, who was a big fan favorite and ended up doing very well in this show, so stay tuned to see the breakdown of all of that. Tom Stoltman, the reigning Britain's Strongest Man and World's Strongest Man. Can he repeat today? I think his chances are good. We'll see what happens. And of course, Luke Stoltman competed as well. And then we had Andy Black, Desmond Gahan as well. So Desmond competed, I believe, at last year's Britain's, and now his second show with the big boys, so to speak. Paul Smith also competed and did a lot today in this contest to really make me more of a fan, so I'll get into that a bit later. Then we had Adam Bishop, who is trying to regain Britain's Strongest Man again after not winning it in 2021. I think he came in second last year. Then we have Ryan England, who I saw in the Magnus Vera Magnuson Classic, and really noted him as being an incredible overhead presser. He did a natural stone press, very close to a world record there. And then we have Mark Steele from England as well. Gavin Bilton, unfortunately, had to pull out a day or two before the contest due to injury, so he did not compete here. But those are our competitors. Let's have a look at how Event 1 shook out, and again, that is the Shield Carry. The first event at 2022 Britain's Strongest Man was the Shield Carry, and Mark Steele came away with 1 point there, 11.55 meters for him. I had predicted him, as you could see, to get 2 points, so pretty close there. And we'll look at the predictions just to show you my block strongest algorithm, and whether you're interested in such spreadsheets, I make them available at a really super reasonable price on my YouTube membership, so you just get to see the output there. Actual points, 1 for Mark Steele. He went 5th in the order versus Luke Stoltman. Only did about a half a lap. He was grabbing his midsection. I thought maybe some difficulty breathing at that time with all that weight on his chest. But he did say they had the world record coming in around 60 meters, which would be 3 of these laps. So it was tough to see this particular performance. 2 points to Shane Flowers. He went 3rd in the order versus Mark Felix. He got 21.1 meters for 2 points, and this was a weird one because the way that this shield happens is you have 2 competitors going at the same time, and they both have to have it lifted before one competitor can start moving. And so Shane had his shield lifted and was waiting a long time for Mark Felix to get his lifted because it seemed like Mark didn't want to settle for lifting the shield just in a Zercher type movement. He wanted to get the full finger clasp, and it was taking him a while on the ground to get that finger clasp in position. And so Shane was waiting quite a while. They reset again, went the second time, and Mark kind of slowly but surely surpassed Shane after Shane took off like a rocket ship, I have to guess he had, pre-tired himself out, waiting for Mark. And to Shane's credit, didn't complain about it at all. Just kind of asked the judges, let me know when I'm ready to go and all that, and was really a true pro about it. 3 points went to Ryan England, who went second versus Paul Smith. He had the better pick of the two guys, but his grip seemed to quickly dissipate after that first turn, after that first 20 meters. 25.1 meters for Ryan England. 32 meters for Mark Felix, who we mentioned went against Shane Flowers, and we talked about that strange situation. That was good enough for 4 points. 5 points went to Andy Black, who managed 35 meters, and he went fourth in the order versus Paul Dwyer. He did about a lap and a half, and again, those were 20 meters for each lap. He had good pace, but Pa was just a rocket ship. And you'll see Paul Dwyer ended up doing a really consistent job throughout this whole contest. We'll see where he ends up. 6 points go to Adam Bishop, who went sixth in the order versus Tom Stoltman. And he managed 40 meters. Desmond Gahan did 45.2 meters for 7 points. He went first alone. And I think that was because Gavin Bilton had to drop out, so it left a sort of mismatch. He did about 2.25 laps. He had a nice high pick where he, basically could barely get his head over it, so it was high enough to not kind of compress his midsection too much with his wind, but he could still see clearly. He said his hands moved when he picked it up, when they interviewed him after, so he said his grip went because of that movement right after his pick. But still, 7 points is a good finish for him here. Paul Smith, who I predicted to get 8 points, got 8 points, and same if you look at Desmond Gahan, I got that one right as well, and Adam Bishop, so the algorithm doing pretty well in a lot of different areas so far. Paul Smith went second versus Ryan England. His pick looked pretty low, very low, but he still finished 2 laps and the second turn after slowing way down at about the 1.5 lap mark, so he fed off his hometown Sheffield crowd. Paul Smith competing in his hometown, the crowd really behind him, and he was a real pro. He showed great focus under pressure here. When the shield was really slipping very low, he still made it a substantial distance past that, maybe at least another 10 meters, and took the temporary lead at this point. So really, really big professionalism from Paul Smith, keeping calm under pressure and getting his best run out. Luke Stoltman comes away with 9 points at 50.25 meters. I had predicted him for 10, so very close on the algorithm there too. He went fifth in the order versus Mark Steele, and did about 2.5 laps, a very strong run, super high pick, looked very, very good all the way through. 10 points go to Pa Dwyer, 62.15 meters. He went fourth versus Andy Black. He had a solid finger clasp, so not the Zercher, but the full finger clasp around the shield. And so that 62.15 meter mark may seem distinctive to you, like there's something special, based on what I said earlier about Mark Steele, and that is true. Mark Steele had the record at about 60 meters, so this was in fact a new world record. The crazy thing, though, is that Pa seemed like he had plenty left in the tank, and he kind of took a little bit of a stutter step when he got to that 60 meter mark. Like, I don't know if he wanted to showboat a bit or what, and then kind of lost his wind and went just a bit past that 60 meter turn and dropped it all of a sudden. It just seemed like he lost his energy all of a sudden, or I think he could have gone further. So I don't know if that stutter step was something to do with the positioning, or he wanted to stop and pause for the crowd, or what happened, but I thought he could have gone even further. And at this time, I'd like to let you know that we are sponsored by the fine folks over at Garage Gym Life Media, who are doing great things to promote Garage Gym Life culture and are providing incredible live streams of strongman, Highland Games, and powerlifting. Let's let the owner of Garage Gym Life Media, John Greaves III, tell you a little bit more about it.
Hey, you're watching this video because you enjoy strongman. You can go on ESPN and you can watch cornhole and poker. There are even apps that let you watch cheerleading, marching band, racing, rugby, singing, but there's nothing that lets you watch strongman, powerlifting, and Highland Games anytime you want until now. At Garage Gym Life Media, we are building a strength sports media channel, and we want you to be a part of it. For just 99 cents a month, you get access to all of our strongman live streams, as well as all of our coverage of powerlifting, Highland Games, and grip competition. That $12 a year gives us funding to cover more events and discover the next generation of champions as they begin their careers. Become a member of the Garage Gym Life Media YouTube channel today and help us change the way that the strength sports you love are covered.
And you too can become a member of the Garage Gym Life Media channel by clicking the link that I'll provide in the description below. I really do encourage you to go click that link and join their membership program, of which I am also a member, and I'm enjoying all of their incredible strongman, Highland Games, and powerlifting content, as I know you will as well. And then 11 points go to the winner of the Shield Carry event, who I predicted would win this event, and that is Tom Stoltman. He went 6th versus Adam Bishop. He beat Paz, recent world record from just a few minutes earlier, and very fast pace all the way through, a very high pick, great back arch, and it got me to wondering on whether the really tall guys like Tom Stoltman can get a better back arch because of the body lever. So he had that back arch beautifully all the way through, so I wonder if that's easier for a taller guy to get that lever and get it arched over. So regardless, very fast, great technique. Tom Stoltman wins the Shield carry at 2022 Britain's Strongest Man. Let's have a look at Event 2, the deadlift.